Yeah, I worked with him from around 2006. Big project we worked on was Life and Pictures. I need to check the exact dates, but I'm sure the contract for Life and Pictures, the delivery date ended up being something like 12 years after the official delivery date of this book. So I was aware of him in Edinburgh coming into the office before that I started. So I was aware of him as just this fantastic presence. I could not believe the chance to get to work with this infectiously brainy human being.
Worked with him in 1981 when we did the original Lanark ones. I was not the main man at that time. It was Callum Mackenzie, who knew Alasdair very well and had produced that first little booklet, The Comedy of the White Dog. Anyway, so we did all the original Lanark prints from the images, and the relationship goes right back till then. And I got to know Alasdair reasonably well. I remember once lending him some money, had a few drinks, and he came into the print studio and he was looking for a few bob to get a taxi up the road. And at one point, he was trying to speak to me. He was looking for the words. He was saying, like, I'm not very good with words, which is a bit ironic coming from a wordsmith. But, he's always quite a character. So we did Lanark, and then we did things occasionally with them. We didn't print with them very often. And it was only latterly in the last 15, 20 years, whenever the Scots Hippos came out, they came back in touch and was wanting to do some printmaking. And from then on, we did a lot.
I was doing a mural in the Grosvenor Cafe just across the road from the ubiquitous Chip. And he was obviously my hero because I'd read Lanark when I was at art school. Larry Winning offered to introduce us. So I went across and he was restoring some of the murals in the Chip. He came across and saw the drawing that I'd done of Hillhead in the Grosvenor Cafe, as well as the other murals that I'd drawn there. And then Oran Mor came around and I got approached by the designers and they said, listen, Alasdair's going to do some work in the auditorium. We'd like you to go down into the nightclub. And the idea is that Alasdair would then work down and you'd work up and you'd meet. And because I was on another job, I was slightly delayed, by which point Alasdair had gone from painting just the one painting, which was the crucifixion painting he had above the bar. He was then painting the ceiling with a huge birdcage scaffold. I didn't get started down in the basement because the funds and the resources all went to supporting Alasdair. So I went up and saw them and we were discussing things because he remembered me from the Grosvenor and I remembered him because he's my hero. We went for a drink and then about a week later, he said, listen, I've got all this stuff that needs done in Oran Mor and I'd very much like you to come and help me with it. And all the repetitive work that he didn't want to do himself with his assistant. And I said, well, it's very easy for me to do that stuff because at that point I had 20 artists working for me. He's quite good fun. So that's how I started working with him.